Greetings, gang. Okay, it's Friday afternoon for me. It's Saturday morning for you guys, but figure we will do this while we can. Uh, it's garlic harvesting time for me. Early this year. Seems like a lot of things are coming in early. Here it is, the 24th, 25th of May. Usually my garlic's not ready until late June, early July, but things are changing. And this is one of those you got to adapt to what's going on. You got to pay attention to everything and see what you're looking at. So I'm going to show you this here real quick. Take a look at what I've got going on. Okay, so this is my garlic patch, and as you can see, it's all fallen over, it's all laying down on its side. It's done. Okay, once the garlic, just like onions, tips over, they're done. And it's time to dig some garlic. So I'm going to spend the next probably hour pulling these out because I've got about 90 garlic heads that are in here. Mrs. P and I have already pulled some because we spent the morning here. I pulled in probably about, what do we get, 5, 6 more heads of cabbage. I pulled about 10 pounds of beets out. So Mrs. P's in the house right now making up a pot of borscht, 5 gallons of it. That'll get canned. And I figure while she's doing that, I'm going to go pull garlic. Okay, so about an hour later, I have now finished digging all the garlic and laying it out. And I want to show you this because, again, if you've never done this before, some of you have, okay? But I want to show you what you need to do to process the garlic. All right, so here is everything laid out. It's laid out on my workbench because I have not built a table with hardware cloth on it yet. But you need to dry the garlic. And if you notice on here, nothing is washed. Okay? All the dirt is still on there. You want to let it dry out with the dirt. The dirt will eventually knock off as you go. That's about 90 head of garlic. So, what I was saying, laying out your garlic. I have it laid out on the workbench. Ideally, I would have a table that was hardware cloth underneath because you want that air circulation underneath. You want that garlic to completely dry out, right? To the point where your stems here are totally brown. Okay, that's what you're looking for storing garlic. It will take a couple of weeks for this, 2 to 3 weeks for this to totally dry out. You will know when your garlic is totally dry when you cut off the scapes, okay, the green, at about an inch high, inch over the head. When you see no green inside it, at that point you know it's done. So if you cut that first one off and you see any green, let it keep going, okay? Come back a few days later, cut off another one. If you still see green, let it keep going. I'm going to do it in here on my workbench because this is what I have available to me. And again, like everybody else, you got to make do for what you have, okay? The difference is because of the setup I have, and it's a hard surface underneath, so no air is getting up. Think about gravity. Moisture is going to go down. You're going to have to come out about every 2 days and flip it, okay? Turn it over so that it can dry evenly, because otherwise what you're going to do is you're going to have all that moisture pool at the bottom of your garlic. It's going to start to rot on the bottom, and then that rot is going to work up into the rest of the head of the garlic, and you're going to have all that wasted time and wasted garlic. So make sure you're flipping this and turning it. Again, like I said, wait till it's completely dry. If, when it's dry, when the scapes are totally brown, you can make the little fancy braids and hang your garlic. But you, again, need to wait till it's totally dry to do that. Some people may disagree, but that's how you get moldy garlic. Personally, I'm not interested in ruining something that I've now worked with. I planted this late October, early November. It's late May. Yeah, what are we, 7 months, 8 months? Okay, there we go. I'd like to save it. Now, What do you do with it? Well, you can save it as dried garlic. Mrs. P is going to take a whole bunch of this and pickle it. We like pickled garlic, okay? I will keep some of it dry for cooking, some of it fresh that we are using right now. I mean, literally, it was this morning. Out of the ground, rinsed off, peeled, chopped, and thrown into a pot of borscht, okay? You can use it right now. It's fine. If you want to store it, you need to dry it. There's the catch. Okay, if you want to pickle it, you could pickle it right now. I want to give this as a point to everybody here real quick. It's a lot of garlic, right? Okay. I didn't spend $8 a head or whatever online. That is store-bought, grocery store-bought bulk garlic that I used as my seed. Okay, that's it. I will save a bunch of this, probably, I don't know, a dozen heads or so somewhere around 100 cloves to plant for next year, because it will acclimate to my climate, acclimate to my soil, my microclimate, to my soil, and will continue to produce. We are getting good size heads off of this, as you can see kind of around the dirt, okay? Good size heads and good size garlic cloves off of something that I was getting 3 heads for $1. Okay? Don't waste your money on these online, you need to buy this. If you're buying the bulk garlic in the grocery store, chances are that's local garlic. Okay? At least around here it is for me. For those of you guys in East Tennessee or Kentucky, North Carolina, stuff like that, I bought it at Ingles. And planted it around between Halloween and Thanksgiving. The other thing is, and this will save you, first off, it'll get you better growth, but it'll save you a lot of work. Make sure you work some compost, a good amount of compost into the soil for your garlic to grow, because it makes it a whole lot easier to dig up. Now, when I dug these up, did I put my little shovel, my little garden trowel, through a couple of the heads? Yeah, okay. I ruined a couple of those. Well, not ruined, because those will just turn into fresh garlic that we'll use now. It's fine, okay? It's not going to dry. It would spoil. But make sure to put that. Makes it a lot easier to dig. I will warn everybody about this, and it's funny because people don't realize this. You will see pill bugs like crazy around your garlic. That's fine. Don't worry about it. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing with that compost. They're helping decompose everything. All right. I mean, I saw thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pill bugs as I was digging this garlic. No big deal. They don't harm the garlic. They're helping the soil. You know, use the information that you get and use the natural resources that you have to make your compost. Leaves, grass clippings. I mean, we pulled 10 pounds easy of beets this morning, some more cabbage. The beet tops, yeah, I know we could eat them. I like them. Mrs. P doesn't, okay? So they go into the compost pile. The cabbage leaves go into the compost pile. When all this stuff dries out and I cut it off, it all goes into the compost pile. Because what's it do? It puts those nutrients back into the soil that helps me grow my food. Sure, everybody goes, well, garlic's not, a staple food. Spaghetti's kind of boring with just tomatoes, okay? You'd like to add some garlic. You'd like to add some spices. We all grow herbs, rosemary, thyme, oregano, parsley, right? Garlic's the same, except it's got a whole lot more uses. And oh yeah, it's a whole hell of a lot more healthy for you if you eat it. If you don't like garlic, and I don't know many people that don't, okay, grow some, save what you have from the seed, the cloves, to plant the next year. That's why I plant so much. I'll plant more next year. 100 heads of garlic will make Mrs. P happier. That roughly 90, 80, some odd 90 that I've got left, it'll make her happy. But there'll be enough that I'm going to keep planting, to keep growing, because as long as I can grow my own food, I'm not beholden to anybody trying to ruin this world. Pinball out.